I love the little notification it gives you. So again, hello everyone, I'm Brianna Rossett, the Office and Events Coordinator for the Small Business Center. And today we have Jenny Chandler here from Simple Desk. She's actually the owner of Simple Desk. And she's here to chat with us about, being is a virtual assistant right for you and your business? Maybe not now, but maybe somewhere along down the lines. I just want to go over a few housekeeping rules, everyone. This is recorded, so if you do not want your face in the video, you're more than welcome to keep yourself without your video at the very end. And if you want to unmute yourself or show your face, I will stop the recording so you can ask those questions then. You're more than welcome to put any questions in the chat, and we will get to them as soon as I let Jenny know. As well as I just remind everyone to keep yourself on mute so we don't hear any background noise, especially myself. I've got a lovely cat and dog here that like to disturb. So if you everyone just make sure you stay on mute. Any questions, throw them in the chat. I think I've covered everything. I'm gonna pass it over to Jenny and she can take it from here. Also just wanna let you know it's gonna be about an hour long and I will send the recording as soon as it's downloaded onto YouTube. All right, and I'll pass it over to Jenny.
Thanks, Brianna. Okay, so is a virtual assistant right for you? I know that a few of you already know who I am, but if you don't, I'm Jenny Chandler, and I'm the owner and creator of Simple Desk. So we have a team of about, well, there's 5 of us now. So Shay is our client operations manager. Amanda is our newest member, and she is an administrative assistant, and Teresa is our head of marketing. And together we take care of all of our amazing clients. They're an amazing group to have as a team, and I couldn't do this without them. So yeah, that's my team. So what we will learn today. So we're going to go over what a VA does, the benefits of a VA, how to find a VA, setting up processes in your business so that a VA can help you faster and quicker, or sorry, faster and more efficiently, finding the right fit, pricing, and onboarding with your virtual assistant. So what is a virtual assistant? A virtual assistant is someone who provides support services for you and your business from a remote location. So I just added this little meme in here because I love it. A secret weapon for your business that helps you get ahead. So yeah, basically the virtual assistant is someone who's behind the scenes, who does all of those small tasks and programming, customer support, all that stuff behind the scenes so that you can work on the things that move the needle on your business. Any questions so far? No? Okay, so traditionally a virtual assistant is the same as assistant and would just do basic admin roles. However, now there's a lot more specialized for virtual assistants. So there could be like marketing. So we have Teresa on our team who can create sales pages and funnels and all those kind of things. So you can get specialized virtual assistants who specialize in one thing, or you can get ones that have the broad administration skills. So yeah, they're very experienced in what they do. And whereas if you were doing it yourself, just because it's not something that you're used to doing, it could take you much longer, and probably not done as well as somebody who has all that experience could do for you. So it's actually a cost savings because you're saving time and you're getting better services. Okay, so these are just a list of a lot of the things that a virtual assistant can do. And keep in mind that the options are endless. When we have clients, it's like, because every business is different, so every business is going to need something slightly different. So these are just kind of a basic of what they can do. But yeah, so social media is a basic one. customer support, scheduling. We can do graphics and things like that. So yeah, this is just a broad overview. So just as a few of our clients, so we have someone who runs a beauty salon. She does like tattooing, microblading, things like that. We were scheduling all her clients in, and we were taking care of all the customer support. We were checking her emails, checking her voicemails. We were basically like her front desk person. And she's in Nova Scotia and we are here in Belleville area. So that's one of our clients. And we have other ones that are launching courses. So we're doing all the back end work to set up their course, set up their email with all their email sequences and like all the back end pieces. We use Kajabi and Thinkific and a few other ones I think we have going on that Teresa's doing. So yeah, it can be anything. We also do bookkeeping, which not all virtual assistants are going to have the bookkeeping piece, but you can find someone who specializes in that. And yeah, so I see there's actually, sorry, it was showing me there was something in the chat. So is there any questions so far? So just a few stats I put together. So the virtual assistant can save you up to 78% of your operating costs every year. And the average salary is from $300 to $5,600 per month, depending on the specialization and what you actually need done and the time that it would take for you. So now that everybody's working remotely, they've done studies now, and 91% of remote workers feel they're more productive from home. So a lot of people are thinking, oh, my virtual assistant is just sitting at home, like wasting time, and they're not as productive as they would be if they were in my office. But actually the opposite is true. And virtual assistants calculate their time generally to the minute, and then you're billed that way unless you have a subscription. So I'll go over the different pricing in a little bit. Yeah, so the outsourcing industry is just growing. Currently, it's around 105 billion, but since everybody's moved home and they've moved into that virtual space, it's growing daily, I think. Okay, so the benefits of a virtual assistant. So you'll have a verified expert that you can hire in no time. So going into, I'll go over the ways to make sure that you're getting the right person and that it's going to be a good virtual assistant. But basically they'll have references and you'll know that this person is good at what they do. So you don't have to waste time training them because they already know what they're doing. In most cases, they know more than you do. So you don't need to train them. They're already fully trained. And they focus on exactly what you need them to do, not all the other tasks that are going on. And you're like I said, calculated to the minute generally. And you don't have to pay all the costs of an employee, like all your taxes, the sick days, the overhead. You don't have to pay all that for a virtual assistant. That is a cost that comes out of their pocket. So when you get your pricing, that's how much you pay and there's nothing extra. Okay, so I just wrote down a few pros and cons. So yeah, you have higher productivity, increased efficiency. The virtual assistant can help you scale your business. So if you're in the back end doing all these menial tasks all the time, there's no way that you can scale your business and grow because you just don't have the time. And they have the expertise. Like I said, they're usually fully trained and they would know more about a specific topic than you would. So you're getting that expertise. And again, less overhead. You don't have to pay the costs of hiring an employee. So the cons of a virtual assistant is that they aren't at your beck and call. Generally, they will set guidelines before and they'll say, okay, I will get to your message within 3 hours, or if it's after a certain point in the day, I will respond to you the next business day. They're not working 24/7, although some people think we are. So you may not receive all their time, obviously, because a virtual assistant has more than one client. So if you do want all their time, you're going to have to pay for that. But they will have other clients that you need to take into consideration. But again, they've told you this is the lead time for me to reply to you. So you should be fully aware at that point, and not available to meet in person. So some people like to have that face-to-face connection, but if we're in Ontario and you're in BC, that's not likely to happen. But for me, that's not a con. I enjoy my Zooms. And I just have a big question here, like, what is your biggest time suck? If anybody wants to go ahead and talk, that's cool.
You can unmute yourself.
For me, it's getting stuck with technology. Every time I think I know something, there's just so much that changes and I don't know it.
That's a big one for everyone. Thanks for that. Okay, so yeah, for me, it's a lot of the management type pieces. That's my biggest time suck. And I love to learn, so I get sucked into things like, oh, I need to learn about this, but that's not where my time should be. Okay, so.
We do have another question here.
Oh, okay.
Writing proposals for new clients / work takes up several hours each time. Is there's a prospect?
Yeah, that's a big one. So Shay, my client manager, actually takes care of all of that stuff for us. But yes, she does take a lot of time to do that. So what we've actually done is we've created a proposal template. And when a new person comes on and we're creating the proposal, we basically put their information in and change out the items that we're doing for them. And so we have something ready and set to go that we can just change out quickly. And then we know that it also has a contract with it. So we know all of our bases are covered and everybody knows exactly what they're getting. So you could actually benefit from a template or even a Google Doc if you have it all put together and ready to go, which I'll touch on for processes here in a second. Thanks, Daniel. Okay, so business processes. They are basically the lifeline of your business, and the processes, we actually have a drive and we use something called Loom, which for you, Sandra, that's another piece of technology. And what we do is when we are completing something, we take a screen capture of what we're doing. So when we have new employees come on or clients are looking how to do something, we have this video that shows you exactly how to do it. And we're just like, oh, hey, yeah, that's no problem. And we'll send them the video and they can learn how to do it themselves. Unless, they do want us to do it for them. That's completely up to their preference. So yeah, you want to identify all the tasks that are important for your business. And when you have these, it improves the efficiency and everything is done exactly the way it's supposed to, and everybody's doing it the same. Because if you don't have processes in place, one employee could be giving your clients one type of service and somebody's giving them a different level of service. So you want to make sure it's the same across the board. Like everybody's getting the same level of service and things are done the exact same way, unless there needs to be a change, and then you would go into your processes and make those changes so that your business is functioning in a streamlined way. So yeah, if you have your business processes already in place, if you were to bring on a VA, they would just be able to hit the ground running. So they do have the expertise, but if you do something or you want it done in a different way, if you have those processes already done and ready to go, your VA will come on and they can watch those videos or read those documents and just go, and they just know. And then there's no room for error because you've already put it in place. So as a VA, we also build processes because sometimes when you've been doing it for so long, you don't see it from the outside. And so you don't see the areas where you could improve or you just don't have time to build out these processes. So a VA could actually do that for you and have that all put in place. And then when you are ready to start hiring on employees, you have all those pieces in place, and then your new employees can take over where the VA left off. Yeah. Okay. So this is a sample of a process that we use. So this would be our client onboarding. So we would have a checklist and a video to go with it. And like, this is the step-by-step. We send them a welcome email and their first invoice, or sorry, we create it and we send the invoice, and we send an invitation to have our first kickoff meeting. And then it just goes down the list. And we always send a handwritten thank you note because we really appreciate our clients and we want them to feel loved. So we want to make sure and put that in there as well. And so, yeah, it depends on what exactly it is that you're doing. And so you just want to lay out all the tools and resources that you're going to be using and the step-by-step, and have your videos ready to go so anybody can take over at any time. Any questions on processes? Or? No? Okay, so when you're looking for a VA, I just put together some good traits and some red flags. So you want to make sure like they have a good attention to detail and they work quickly. They're resourceful and they're kind of a nice person. And they handle challenges well. So basically, those are the good traits there. But red flags when you're trying to hire someone, a lack of responsiveness. So if you messaged them, let's say this morning, and they didn't get back to you till tomorrow night, like that's a problem. They should be getting back to you quite quickly. I wouldn't say immediately, but quite quickly, because that's how you know they're overloaded and they don't have the time to even take you on. And I don't think that you would be getting great service if you if they can't even respond to your request for work. So they don't pay attention and or they make mistakes, and they don't have any references or work history. I can't tell you how much references are important. You want to be able to see their scope of work. You want to know that the clients that they do have are happy, and they've gotten what they were told they were going to get. So a lack of discretion. If you're speaking with them and you're onboarding, and they are talking negatively about other clients or anything like that, that's a no. Like, you shouldn't be discussing your clients with anyone else. If there's a problem with a client, that's an internal thing that shouldn't be put onto other people who are looking to onboard. That's just, and my number one is if it just doesn't feel right, go with your gut. If you meet that person and you're like, don't do it. This is your business, and you're going to be letting this person into your business. They're going to have passwords. So you have to be able to trust this person. And yeah, go with your gut is my number one, number one for choosing a virtual assistant. Okay, so how to find a virtual assistant. So there are sites, I'm sure you've heard of them before, Upwork and Fiverr, and other places like that. I find that those are more like one-off projects, but they are great sites for you to find virtual assistants. Yeah, I've used it before for a couple things, but the best way to find them is to ask your network. Does anyone have they used a virtual assistant before? What's their experience? Can they give you some references? And yes, if you post on LinkedIn or in your Facebook groups, because I know we're all probably a part of a lot of Facebook groups right now with other entrepreneurs in them. So just ask around, like, have you had a good experience? Who would you recommend? That's where I would go. Yeah. And just make sure and follow up on their references. You want to make sure that this is the right person for your business. So, what to expect? Is there any other questions right now? So basically what will happen is when you decide to go with the virtual assistant, they'll provide you a proposal. And if you accept the proposal, they'll give you the contract. It will have your pricing and terms, and then you'll have an onboarding or kickoff meeting generally they'll give you a questionnaire that goes over all your branding and how you like things done, and details like that. Is there anything that we shouldn't be putting out? All the specifics. And so from there, they'll know everything they can and can't do. So basically, once the contract is signed, you're off to the races. But yes, depending on your VA's skill level, you can range anywhere from $20 to $100 an hour. Again, the $100 an hour is going to be somebody who is like very, very experienced and in the high level marketing with the technology background, like building websites, things like that. But for most general tasks, it's about $25 to $35 an hour. So yeah. Because they're so highly skilled in their area, it's going to take them much less time to complete something than it would for you. So I always look at it this way, like what is when you are in your, what's the word? Zone of genius is what people call it. How much is your time worth? So generally when I'm managing the business and networking and things like that, I feel like my time is worth somewhere around $80 an hour. Let's just throw that out there. So if I'm wasting time inputting receipts into QuickBooks, I'm wasting $80 an hour when I could be paying a VA $30 an hour to do that. So that's kind of like where the balance is. And she's probably going to do that much, well, maybe not faster than me, but much faster than someone else would. And in effect, you're saving the money there. And I think that's about it. Yep. And that's how you find a virtual assistant. And, oh, sorry. This one. Okay. When you should hire a virtual assistant. So if your business is holding you hostage and you feel like there's not enough hours in the day, that's when you should start considering. As well as if your business needs skills that you don't have, that's another point. You spend more time on administrative tasks than the core business itself. Your business is a hot mess. Like if you can't find things and you've done this and you're wasting time trying to find stuff and you're just disorganized, a virtual assistant can come in and set up those processes and clean stuff up for you so that you're not wasting time. And yeah, if you're ready to scale, so they will take all that stuff off your plate so you can do the work that moves your business forward. And this is my biggest problem. I'm big on ideas and short on execution. So I'm like, hey guys, I got this great idea. And they're like, that's great, Jenny. We'll add that to the list. Yeah. And any questions about that? No? Yes. Okay. So yeah, any questions overall? If you guys need to get a hold of me, you can reach out to me through email or go to our website. If you need any help with tech or whatever, like feel free to reach out to me and I'll do the best I can to help you out. But yeah, that's it, that's all.